Hi and welcome to my first course for oil painting for beginners. If you have been watching my videos, you already know I like to keep things simple. This course is designed to be short, focused and effortless. I left out of all the unnecessary fluff. What remains is just the essential process, my process, and as you go through it, you will slowly start to find yours. A lot of the magic happens right there on the panel, exploring the different techniques, pushing the paint around, letting the painting surprise you a little bit. That's the fun part of the oil painting. It's all about exploring. So if you are ready to unlock more possibilities, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's begin. Your first day as an oil painter. First episode for simplifying the process of the oil painter. And it can be overwhelming if you want to go really deep. But in this episode, I'll show you what materials you actually need. And obviously, you need a surface where you're gonna paint. In this case, I got the MDF panel, which I have cut in a small size. And you need to treat it with the gesso 3 times both sides. Unless you prefer stretched canvas, you can buy from any art shop or my influence Amazon shop. I have availability both canvas and the panel as well. And if you buy it from the shop, it's already treated with gesso, so it's ready to go, just paint. And let's have a look at the oil paints now. I would recommend to have a good quality oil paints because quicker you get used to your oil paints, better your result of the painting gonna be in the end. In the beginning, you don't need a larger tube of the paint. The most you need is the titanium white, so that's the largest tube you need to buy. And then the other tubes you just have a small amount because one small 37mm tube can last at least 1 or 2 years. Depending how often you paint, once a week, it should take at least 1 year before you have to buy another one, depending about the different colors as well, how much you use. These are my favorite colors, what I use a lot, so that's why I buy a bigger tube, which lasts me at least 1.5 years. Red and yellow is good to have it as well. The red is very powerful color, so you don't need a lot. And yellow you need for blending greens and orange color. Good example is this red has been with me at least 2 to 3 years. And I do use other oil brands as well, mainly just a Landridge and Winsor Newton Artist oil paint brand. I make a small list for you to start so it's not too overwhelming for you. So it's good to have a place where you can hang your oil paints, and just as simple as paperclip works very well. That way you can see your colors and pick up instead if they are in a drawer all mixed up, and takes hours and hours to find your favorite color. And over time you will accumulate some of the colors. Just keep it very simple, just a few tubes of the color and you'll be fine. And same as the paint brushes. You accumulate lots of different shapes and sizes, and most of them you don't need. You just need just a basic size of the paint brushes, blending brushes, and just detail brushes. So you'll find your brushes eventually. Like you can see in my videos in YouTube, I don't use a lot of different brushes. It's mainly just a blending brush and some of the detail brush and just very, very basic brushes. I usually use mainly crumple up paper towel technique, and you can make a lot of different tools with your crumple up paper towel. Like you can see here, I got my favorite rough bristle brushes, and they are very cheap to buy. So, and they're good for blending first time when you want to blend it, and then they are good for the making grass as well. So they're very handy to have. And then I got very, very fine blending brush as well, which does the very fine blending and soften for example, the clouds very soft, so very handy to have it. Because they are cheap, they sometimes leave little hairs on your panel, but it's easy to take them off with your brush. Just pick it up and then you just blend it again. So this one is a little bit worn out, so I keep my brushes very clean, try to keep it clean. If you are sensitive with the turpentine, I show you an alternative way to clean your brushes after when you have finished your painting. Just add 1 tablespoon washing powder to the warm water and then you just mix it up very well and just dip your brush into the glass jar and just vigorously just mix it up with your brush and even using your fingers to soften up. When the paint is fresh, it cleans very easily. This brush was actually dried and I nearly wanted to throw it away, but then I thought I can renew it and repair the brush again. And this is a good way to get your old brushes nice and soft again. So this was very dry and I just softened up and cleaned it up properly. With this same methods you can clean up your old brushes as well. But make sure you, after the soapy water, you'll rinse it very well on the running warm water. And then you just let it dry for next day. And it has to be dry before you use the oil paint again. So this is a good way if you are a little bit sensitive on turpentine fumes. But like I said before, you can't use your brush unless it's totally dry again. And that's the basic about the brushes. And now we go to turpentine wash. If you are lucky enough to have a very good ventilation or outside, I have these 2 jars with the dirty wash and the clean wash. The dirty wash is the first wash with your dirty brush, and then the clean wash does the fine cleaning with your brush. So it's just a simple way, and you can use your brush straight away. There is another way as well. You can use the micro cleaning cloth to wipe your brush, and it does very good cleaning, and then you can use the brush again on same time while you're painting your painting. So this one is already clean, but I just show you how to clean it. But the end of the painting session, you still need to clean it either turpentine or the soapy water. It's just a little bit more time consuming, but it's good for your paint brushes. When I buy a new brush, I put a little blue masking tape that I can find the new brush if I need to do all the detailing. And because your paint is very thick when it comes out of tube, you do need some sort of medium. And Liquid Original is the great way to make your paint more smooth and easier to work with. Plus it makes your paint dry a little bit more faster, which is usually next day or 2 days, depending the color as well, because they do have a little bit different, like titanium white takes a little bit longer to dry, even with the Liquid Original. So oil paint got the linseed oil already mixed. So you can use linseed oil to make the paint a little bit more smoother, but the only thing is it takes a long time to dry. And there is other situation you need linseed oil, like I use a piece of paper, drop of linseed oil and just correct something, wipe it out. And my favorite paper towel technique, I'm using this actually Australian Hercules brand, and it doesn't matter what brand is it, as long as it doesn't leave lint on your panel or canvas. So it just needs to be more tougher than usual. And I think the Viva brand is pretty good as well. It's more tough. It doesn't actually rip very easily. And then you just crumple it up and have a look. And I got the other paper as well. This is more from the service station and it hasn't got any design prints on the paper. It's just a plain paper. And again, it's just a little bit more tougher. And more tougher the paper, more texture it does give to your painting. And what you have to avoid is very soft like a tissue. In Australia we cold tissue, like, you know, for the when you got the flu, you got the tissue from the tissue box, or toilet paper is the no-no. It's just too soft and it leaves all the fluff on your panel, on your canvas. So different type paper gives different texture and or different effects what we are aiming for. Also, you can buy these little plastic bottles from the hobby shop, and I just fill up with the linseed oil or turpentine, which is easy access to it. I don't have to have the big bottle next to me. And if you have to thicken your paint, it's easy as using the marble dust. You just mix with your paint, and it just gets thicker. More you put in, the more thicker it gets. So it's a calcite marble dust. You can get them any hobby shop or paint shop where you buy your paint. And obviously you need an easel or a place where you can hang your panel or your stretched canvas. These easels are very cheap. If you want to buy something cheap, they're easy to place wherever you want them. And if you are a first time painter and first time start painting oil paint, just start very simple and very basic, because all artists have different ways to work with. So you might have a different workflow. Eventually you will find your workflow when you start learning your painting. I just show you some of the palette knives, the different sizes and different shapes. So palette knives are pretty affordable to buy as well. So definitely I would have palette knives on my toolbox as well. So if you have seen my videos already, and probably have, most of the time I apply paint on my panel with my palette knife, and it's just easier to get a lot of paint on your panel or your canvas, especially on in the beginning when I start painting. So I cover a lot of paint, and make sure your palette knife is nice and flexy, like you can see it here. It's important, otherwise it's just no good if it's too stiff. And one more thing, just make sure that the palette knife hasn't got any joints, that it's just a one continuous steel. And it's good to have your own space where you got your own, all your stuff. And obviously you need palette where you put your paint on. The glass palette is really good. Drawers where you put your palette knives, and drawers where you can put your stuff in, like I got them on the bottom. Got the Linseed oils and Liquid original, and all the shelving so you can start painting